Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Branch here, SportsView360.com, covering New Orleans Saints today. And today I just want to recap what transpired yesterday against between the New Orleans Saints heading on the road to take on the Carolina Panthers. Saints pick up their second win of the season. Tyler Shough gets the first win of his NFL career by defeating the Carolina Panthers by a score of 17-7. Saints are now 2-8 on the season. Carolina drops to 5-5 on the season. Now, what's interesting about this score, about this outcome, it just shows you how insane the NFL can be. Because last week, Carolina Panthers was coming off a huge victory by beating the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, and a lot of people have, high expectations on the Green Bay Packers after adding Micah Parsons and their quarterback's upside, Jordan Love. Some people felt as though that game would have been like a leap board, a springboard for the Carolina Panthers, and possibly can go on a run. But the craziness of the NFL, just it shows you otherwise. Today the Panthers look like a bad football team against the Saints, and the Saints weren't perfect, but it's like I would say that, to be honest, it's like, well, this was a better performance than what we saw against the Giants when they played against Jackson Dart, because Bryce Young could not do anything against the Saints defense because the Saints felt as though Bryce Young could not beat them. They Bryce Young only threw for 124 yards. Completed 17 out of 25 attempts, passing attempts, one interception, was sacked two times. Rating was a 62.8. On the ground, they didn't do too well. Rico Dodell, who was having a really good year, only had 18 carries, 53 yards, a touchdown, but he only averaged 2.9 yards per carry. Chuba Hubbard, he couldn't get nothing going through the air. Ted McMillan, five catches, 60 yards. Jatavion Sanders, five catches, 32 yards. So they couldn't really get anything going offensively against the Saints defense. But the biggest takeaway, the big story coming out of this game was Saints rookie quarterback Tyler Shough threw for 282 yards, two touchdowns, completed 19 of 27 passes, had a rating of 128.9. Was also sacked two times, but he had a good performance today. If I had to give him a grade on how he performed yesterday in his second start, I give him a B plus because I thought he performed exceptionally well given the circumstances. You just trade out Rashid Shaheed, down some offensive linemen, some key guys on the offensive line. He came out there handling like a pro. I like the way he distributed the football to the wide receivers. Alvin Kamara was involved. 22 carries, 83 yards. He also had 30 catches, 32 yards coming out of the backfield as a wide receiver. So overall, he had over 100 yards, all-purpose yards, 100 all-purpose yards in this game. So that's how you get Alvin Kamara involved, man. That's how you get him involved. Hope I see a little bit more of that as we go continue after the bye week. But good performance by the Saints offense this game. It wasn't perfect. Kellen Moore still made some critical, some boneheaded, decisions in this game. But overall, I thought they did well. I thought they did pretty well. Tyler Shough, admirable job as the quarterback in this game. Jawan Johnson probably had his best game of the year. You know what I mean? Four catches, 92 yards, one touchdown, averaged 23 yards per catch in this game on four targets. Longest was a 52-yarder that pass that Tyler Shough evaded those Carolina defenders. Got out the move around in the pocket, delivered the ball to Jawan Johnson. Got a big gain on it, but I liked everything I saw yesterday. Chris Olave had a huge game. Five catches, 104 yards, one touchdown on eight targets. Had a 62-yard touchdown reception. Averaged 20.8 yards per reception in this game. So good job by him. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully this is the start of something special with Chris Olave. Because there's been a lot of people out there. Now I even tagged on it as well. That believe as though that feel as though Olave is not a number one wide receiver. Now that hopefully this is the you know is we got a sample size yesterday of what Tyler Shough is, and hopefully this could be a sign of something, some good things to come with Chris Olave as a wide receiver for this team, as being the top guy, because all signs point towards the Saints paying Chris Olave in the offseason. But we'll see how it all play out with these negotiations. But good to see that the Saints got a win yesterday, because I know me included, felt as though another loss was coming when we saw that the way that opening drive played out. Saints got the interception. Demario Davis, picked it off. Then the penalty marker came in, and it was like it was about to be the same old story once again. But Saints recovered. They bounced back, and they left some touchdowns out there. They left some touchdowns out there in the red zone. But overall, man, you got to win, and all you can do from now is, build on that win, see how this team performs going forward. But they come out of the bye week against the Atlanta Falcons, and I believe that game is at the Dome. So if they could get a win, they could pull off a win in that game. That'll go a huge way. That win will go a huge way in regards to the team's confidence and Tyler Shough's confidence. Because Falcons gonna come into that game desperate for a win, because their season is starting to come off the rails, because they've had some close calls the last two Sundays. They had a close one against the New England Patriots where they could have won. Then they had a close one in Europe yesterday against the Indianapolis Colts. So they're gonna come in this game desperate for a victory to put their season back on the right path. So we'll see how it all play out. Saints go into the bye week, get some rest. It was a chance for them to look at some things. Tyler Shough get to look at some things. Kellen Moore, and I'm expecting some big things out of this team. So we'll see how it all play out. I'm not trying to get too excited, but I like what I saw yesterday. So that's all I have for y'all for right now. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. What are your takeaways from yesterday's game? Have a blessed day. Be safe out there. Peace.